tonight? Let me put this on speaker view. Great. Okay. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about all things fasting. So at 7:30, we're going to get started, and I'm also sharing this live on our Facebook page. So thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm Lydia Kopika, and I'm a nutritionist, and I'm with a company called Juice Plus. And tonight we have with us a guest speaker, and it's Dr. Doug Odom. Dr. Odom is, if you haven't met him before, he lives down in Mississippi. He was a OBGYN for many years and delivered over 17,000 babies. So he was a busy man, busy doctor. And now he really focuses on gut health and the microbiome, and that's kind of his specialty. And tonight's talk, we're going to be talking about fasting, just some general information about what it is, who should be doing it, what are the health benefits, in case it's something you've ever thought about. And we're also going to have time for Q&A at the end. So we're going to let Dr. Odom get started. Thanks, Dr. Odom. Am I frozen? Are you frozen? I'm having terrible internet issues. So can you guys see me?
We can hear you, Lydia.
Okay, can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I think Dr. Odom is
Froze.
mute. I think he's frozen. Let me see. Technology is great until it doesn't work. Oh, I think we lost him. All right. He must be having issues. Well, I'm sure he'll get back in.
Lydia, I'm so sorry. Where is it in Facebook?
It's on my, I have a private health page, and that's where it's at on Facebook.
Is it Healthy Living?
No, it's a different group. So, yeah, I think everybody's got like different Facebook groups. Nope, let me see.
Lydia?
Hi, Patty.
Hi. I just wanted to tell Lydia that the password was capital JP and it kept being invalid for me. So I just put in JP, not capital, it's lowercase, and it worked. So if somebody's having a problem with that.
Sorry, everybody, I'm back.
Hi, Dr. Odom.
Hey, how you?
Good.
Debbie, you looking good. So y'all want me to jump right in?
You're muted, Lydia.
You're muted, Lydia.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Dr. Odom, we did our intro. I don't know if you heard it, and then we lost you.
I did. I started.
Oh,
Thing froze. I'm going to
Yeah.
try not to anything. So fasting, everything you want fasting. Well, fasting very simply is, in fact, the technical definition, assuming 25 or fewer days that's required to be alive. So, but in a practical, and that's 400 to 600 calories for an average person. But a simple definition is going at least 12 hours without eating. And there's been an awful lot written in the past 4 or 5 years, especially about intermittent fasting. And most of the that eat dinner at enough time and bed at a decent time and don't wake up in the middle of the night and eat food, they are experiencing or practicing intermittent fasting if they go 12 hours from their evening meal to their breakfast. And a lot's been written about what goes on when you're not eating. And more people are pushing this window, this eating window, and making it smaller, and pushing the fasting window and making it larger. So you get a whole more benefit if you could eat all the food you're going to eat in a day within 6 to 8 hours. Say maybe eat your first meal at 10 o'clock in the morning, your last meal, finish it by 6 o'clock in the evening, and then not eat. So what is so powerful about this message? It is the fact that eating, the very act of eating and digestion is pro-inflammatory. So we realize that inflammation is the gateway or the common factor, the common denominator for all chronic degenerative diseases. And so eating and digesting food and assimilating and all of that requires energy. And it is increasing. In fact, it's a number one generator for inflammation. So the idea is, can we go longer than 12 hours? Can we push that fasting window or that non-eating window? Can we push it to 14 hours, 16 hours, or maybe some people are even going beyond that? So the longer that you can go without eating, the more benefits. So if you break down, though, when you're eating, that eating window, it's when your body is building and storing. And when you're fasting, it's a time of healing and cleansing. And so that's a brief description of what it is. But fasting creates what's called metabolic flexibility. And that's the body's ability to meet our own metabolic needs and shift between using sugar that's converted in the mitochondria to energy, or fat that's converted to ketones in the liver for energy. And so all of this creates energy efficiency when we get this metabolic flexibility. Think of the fact so many people today are driving hybrid cars, and you use gasoline or you use a battery for moving your car, for driving it. And when you're using gas, that's the equivalent of using the carbohydrate or model. And when you're using the ketones or fat byproducts for energy, that's when you use your battery, if you can that comparison. But let me talk about, because this is really what I wanted to share with you, are the benefits of fasting. And I broke it down into 12 different areas. And so the first benefit of fasting, and I'm sorry if I go over, Lydia, I'll just try to hit the high points here instead of giving a deep description. But the first benefit of fasting is enhances fat burning. And we all know that fat burns much more efficiently, or burning of fat is a much more energy efficient process than using sugar or carbohydrate. So we know that the we are when we're fasting, in other words, when we're sleeping, the pituitary actually produces a hormone called growth hormone, or human growth hormone, HGH. And this tells the body to preserve lean muscle. but it also is when we're not digesting, and so a lot of time when we're sleeping and fasting, we are also producing even more of this growth hormone. I've talked to some of you who have children, and when your children on a Saturday morning want to sleep in, and you want them to get up and mow the grass, just know that when they're sleeping, they're producing this growth hormone. So let them let them sleep a little longer, and then maybe let them work a little more in the afternoon. So the first thing is fasting, fat burning. The second thing that occurs with fasting is that we have an increased energy level. And one of the reasons is because fasting causes a dramatic increase in norepinephrine that's in the adrenal glands. And this makes norepinephrine, also known as the stress hormone, or it's a neurotransmitter, uh, an excitatory neurotransmitter, and increases energy efficiency. So that's another thing that fasting does. A third thing fasting does is that it reduces chronic inflammation, and and we all know that chronic inflammation is the root cause of all degenerative chronic diseases. And there's been a significant increase in this in the last 2 decades. Cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, neurodegenerative issues like dementia and depression and Alzheimer's, Parkinson, autoimmune issues. All of these are on the rise, and they're all directly related to the amount of inflammation that's going on. And just remember that eating and digesting is a pro-inflammatory cycle. So the more that we cannot eat, the more benefits. Fasting takes the stress off of the digestive system because it diverts blood flow through all the rest of the body, not called the digestive system. So the body can cleanse and build and repair and itself while fasting. And stress is the antagonist to the digestive system, impairing the ability of the body to produce digestive juices, the hydrochloric acid in the stomach acids, bile, pancreatic enzymes, all of these different things. And the fasting also helps to realign the enteric microbiome by restoring a favorable balance of the gut bacteria. That's number 5. Number 6, that's number 4. Number 5 is fasting also stimulates cellular autophagy. And cellular autophagy is intracellular degradation. It's when the body recycles old and decaying cells and tears them down, breaks them down, and uses the component parts that are still usable. And we're talking about things like DNA, all the different organelles that are in the system, in the cell membrane, etc. So that's number 5 is cellular autophagy occurs much more readily when we're fasting. The fasting also improves genetic repair mechanisms. The more it's more energy efficient to actually repair an old one than to produce a brand new healthy one. So thing doesn't
Okay, we may have lost him again. Does anybody have any questions that they want to, feel free to type them in the chat. And then I can, or at the end, you could ask Dr. Odom, but think about if you have any questions for Dr. Odom so far.
Lydia, what was the second benefit of fasting? I know that it makes HGH and burns fat, but what was the second one?
I've increased energy level,
Oh, increase energy level.
reduces norepinephrine.
Yeah.
Increases energy efficiency.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, great, yeah, I got that too. I know, I've got some of them, I'm not sure. Oh, let me see if he. Okay, and for number 4, I have improves gut health. Was there something else along with that?
I think he said that our blood flow is diverted away from the GI system during periods of fasting, so
Oh,
that there's increased blood flow throughout other parts of the body to promote cleansing.
oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to listen to this again.
Okay, here I am again. I'm sorry.
All right, great.
Okay. I don't know where I dropped y'all. I'm sorry. Where did I leave y'all?
I've got number 6, improves genetic repair.
Okay, improves genetic repair mechanisms. Number 7 is it's fast stimulates stem cell production.
Well, I don't think, okay. Anybody shredding this week? How's everybody doing? You can feel free
Going
to,
well.
oh, good. Yeah, you know, a part of our, so some of us are in a community where we do something called a Shred 10. And it's kind of a detox or cleanse or jumpstart for our health. It's safe for anybody, but one of the components that we do for that is some fasting. And it's a safe type of fast. It's just a minimum of 12 hours. Anybody do more than 12 hours for the Shred 10 for fasting?
I do.
Occasionally I'll go up to 14, but most of the time I stick to 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the same. I was going to say that. I at 14.
If I go much longer than 14, I get a little cranky.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or just a little.
I was just gonna try to do this way, but looks like I'm back on. So I'm so sorry. I'll try this one more time. Number 8 is improves insulin sensitivity. Number 9 is it improves your relationship with food. Fasting helps with cravings and addresses addiction, especially thanks to foods like sugar. Number 10 is it fasting improves your mental health. Using ketones for energy enhances creativity, sharpening your focus. You tend to have more clarity, better cognition. You're more in tune with your intuition. You make better decisions. Number 11 is it helps rebalance the enteric microbiome. You knew I was going to throw that one in. Number 12, and this literally is all of them though. Number 12 is fasting reduces the risk for all chronic degenerative diseases. So, everybody through writing there for a minute? If you'd like, I can for those if you missed something. Or I can jump right into the next what I wanted to share with you, and that is why on a Juice Plus call am I talking about fasting? And here it is. All of us know that you've heard times say that we all eat too much. We all consume far too many calories, and especially the wrong foods. And if nothing, I hope tonight it's all about quality of your food and quantity, and not calories, but the feeding window. And we need to shorten that as much as we can and give the body as much time as possible every single day to cleanse and repair. And I know that a lot of you on the call have read about the Shred 10, the Shred 30, the programs that Mitra Ray has put forth. And what she is essentially saying is give up all of these bad habits and let's really focus on healthy food. And if you consider we have a 4-blend or a quad, we have a fruit, a vegetable, a berry, and we have the omega. And if you think about it, the fruit, the vegetable, berry, there's only 5 calories per serving, and that's 2 capsules. And if you look at the omega blend, it's 15 calories. That's per serving. So each of those capsules is 7.5 calories. You put it all together, you're looking at 30 calories a day. That's the equivalent of 3 M&Ms. That's not a whole lot of calories. And if you look at if you look at those powders, and you consume them with water, what am I doing? Let me excuse me. Okay, if you add water to the powders, you've got 30 calories, which is far below that threshold of 25% of what's going to keep you alive. But the bottom line is you can't live on 25 or 30 calories. Most people have a hard time on 400 calories. So the idea is not to feel like that you have to consume your Juice Plus products at a particular time of day. You can squeeze them into your feeding window, then you're really providing the body with the necessary component ingredients for healing and repair. So those powders that we have are not really used for energy production. They are used for healing and repairing and cause new cells to regenerate and be healthier than the previous. And especially when we can produce more and more and more of those stem cells. So just think every time that we eat, we should be absolutely concerned with the quality of the food that we're putting in our body. And there would be no reason in the world that if we really care about longevity and about optimizing our nutrition, we would give up sugar and processed food. If not entirely, we would dramatically reduce it. So let what is found in our powders fill in the gaps of what your diet that day for any individual day that you might be missing, and enable your body to heal and repair by not continuing to make that digestive process go on for 15 to 20 hours a day, which is what so many are eating constantly or drinking. So fasting by definition means that you're not having to break down whatever it is that you're putting in your body. And so a water fast is considered fasting. You can share water and you can add lemon or lime to it. That's a little vitamin C and it's a few other polyphenols that would give you some building blocks, but allow your body to heal. That's the message tonight. Continue to give it the component parts. So be very particular about your diet, and then augment what you're eating with our powders. So I was trying to get that under 30 minutes, Lydia, and with all the interruptions, I'm sorry about my computer, but I'm open for questions if anybody has some.
That's been great information. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Odom?
I do. Hi. Let me see if I can get my video on.
Hi, Chelsea. Sure.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question about the fasting. If you were doing something maybe a little bit more drastic and doing maybe like a 24-hour to maybe 48-hour fast, would you still recommend taking the Juice Plus in water on an empty stomach?
That is a great question, and my advice would be to absolutely. Again, it's not really going to break your fast because your body doesn't really digest it. You don't have to create enzymes. You don't have to even use bowel function. You don't really, so much of what is in our powders, the maker called it pre-digested, which means your body can rest while you're consuming it. Just add the water.
Okay. Thank
Great
you. I
question.
appreciate that.
Sure.
I have a question. Dr. Odom, thank you. This has been really interesting and fascinating information. Is there a lot more added benefit to doing one of those more drastic fasts? The previous ladies mentioned about the 24 to 48 hour long fast. Is that much more beneficial than doing a 12 to 14 hour fast?
The one area that is really accentuated and accelerated benefit is for stem cell production. So if you're dealing with a cancer issue, you're really worried about cancer, or you diagnosed with a precancerous lesion or biopsy, that these 48-hour or beyond, these 4 or 5 day water fast, you would benefit more with stem cell production. But for the average person, no. I would say just give your body an opportunity to rest, to cleanse, to heal, and to regenerate tissues and cells.
Okay,
And you
great.
can do that with 12 to 14 hours. If you're comfortable with the 12-hour, you might try extending it to 14. And if you're comfortable with that, and you know what, eating so much for all of us is habit. And if you're 12, 14, even 16 hours of fast, and you're think that's produced in the stomach, and so that's your satiety hormone. But if you'll drink a large glass of water, I'm just telling you, more times than not, that hunger craving will disappear.
Thank you. That was great information.
Nice to see you, Patty. Good question.
Good to see you too.
Okay, any other questions from anybody?
Lydia, I think you've mentioned before that our shakes are kind of pre-digested, and that, if you wanted to have something with your family during the fast and they're eating later, that you could have just a simple shake. And that's what I was wondering, if I wanted to do a more extended fast, would it be as beneficial if, like, I had a shake in the morning and a shake at night, and then, lemon water during the day, something like that.
If you can limit your feeding window to 6 or 8 hours, at the beginning you're consuming a shake, and at the end you're consuming a shake, that is absolutely, those are meals in themselves. It's called complete. It's a complete meal replacement was
Right.
how they named it originally. So this is what I love to do. I love to let my body just cleanse and heal. So the more you can put in your body that's, quote, pre-digested, and when you use a Vitamix, and I know I've had your smoothies, I know that they are well, they're broken down, so your body has to work very, very, very little.
Okay.
That's the whole idea. And people, I'm always telling people, I love the way that I make a smoothie or a shake. It's because when I think it's blended enough, blended another 2 or 3 minutes. I'm just I'm separating the fibers from all those phytonutrients, so that when they get in my body, they get in the small intestine, the large intestine, they are absorbed very quickly and don't really have to use the body's enzymes to break them down.
Okay. Thank you. That's good to know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Just to clarify though, I would think that the shakes would break a fast.
They would. They
yeah,
would.
the capsules don't, but the shakes would. You're right.
That
So.
is correct. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Awesome. And I know in the past you've talked a lot about oxidative stress and how it's caused, digestion increases oxidative stress. So I would think by fasting, it helps to decrease that.
Well, it does. And I think there was that it decreases chronic inflammation. So oxidative stress is just another word for chronic inflammation. You could also say reduces free radical. So all of those are pretty much interchangeable.
And then that would help with the anti-aging portion of it, correct?
No question.
Yeah.
The more we can reduce oxidation and oxidative stress, the more we can neutralize free radicals, the more we can eliminate or reduce chronic inflammation. The more gentle we will age, and if there's such a thing as slowing the aging process, that is what we need to be doing. So fasting is just another tool that we can all use with excellent nutritional intake or nutritional excellence as far as your diet. If we can combine that with large or long windows of not stressing the body. So fasting is allowing the body to heal and cleanse. And David Jockers, who's written a great book, says it's like taking the trash or the garbage out, taking the trash out, letting the body heal, getting rid of those unwanted, injured, damaged, aging cells. That's autophagy that I talked about.
That's great. So I think, like when we talk about our shred, we do a 12-hour fast, maybe 14 hours. That's probably pretty safe for most people. But at what point do you think is it a good idea for people to check with their doctor before maybe they do a long fast?
I think if they have a secondary condition, or in the news we're hearing so much about comorbidities, if they have medication that excuse me, if they have a disease or a disorder that they're taking medication, I would, or if they're over years old or 55, I would, if you have any questions, check with your doctor. Just tell them that you're going to eat maybe fewer calories, but you're going to try to push that window, that feeding window, into a 6 or 8 hour period or less. And the more that you can do that, and the longer that fasting, or when you're not eating. And most doctors would surely agree that if you eat your dinner at, just say it by 6 o'clock. Most doctors would discourage you from having a bowl of ice cream, or even if it's something healthy, a bowl of fruit at 9:30 before you go to bed at 10 o'clock. So all that fasting is it's just allowing your body to heal without having to work so hard through the digestive process. So, but if you have any question, I'm not practicing medicine tonight. I'm you what fasting can do for you. But if you have a question, check with your doctor. If you're my age or beyond, and you're taking a lot of medicine, and you're a diabetic, or you have an autoimmune issue, you're taking hormones for this reason or that, or you've had neurodegenerative issue, or you're worried about dementia or whatever. If you have any question, check with your doctor. But in my opinion, a 12-hour fast is extremely healthy. It's when you get down to 4-hour feeding windows and 6 hours that you might want to check with somebody. But I wouldn't start there. I would at least start with 12 hours, like most people can handle, and then just move it up to 13 or 14 you're not eating, and then move it from 14, maybe 15 to 16. And that means you have an 8-hour eating window, and you have a 16-hour non-eating window, time, healing, repair. And that's good for that's really good for all of us. Most people could handle that.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Thank you. And if anybody has any questions, these are the plant powders that Dr. Odom was referring to. It's a fruit, this is a berry and a veggie blend. And it's basically the micronutrients from 30 different fruits and vegetables. And then we also have omegas. But they're concentrated nutrients. They're sourced from actual food. And so as you're decreasing maybe your caloric intake, you're actually increasing the quality versus the quantity of that nutrient intake. And this is what allows for healing and repair, helps with that healing and repair. So if you have any questions about that, or the shred that we were talking about tonight that we referred to, we do it for 10 days. It's safe and easy. It's really pretty simple, but it's safe for anybody in the family. But any questions about any of this, just please get back to the person that invited you tonight. And let's see, any other questions? Okay, well, I thought that was excellent information, Dr. Odom. I'm going to have to listen to it a second time because I know I missed some notes. So, but thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Odom.
Thank you, Dr. Odom. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you, Dr. Odom. Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Odom.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lydia.
Lydia.
Hi, Lydia.
Oh, hey, hi, Marilyn. How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Say hi, Dr. Odom.
We may have lost
You're
him.
welcome.
Hello, Dr. O.
We're gonna. Oh, he's gone.
I think we lost him again. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.